All right. So, today I was going to do a video last week on the fire that happened last year, but ran out of time, couldn't get everything to fit in, so I'm gonna do it today. So, today would be a year and 9 days after the fire. Yeah, 9 days. So, April 7th, 2022, there was a fire north of town. It started, I think, 5 miles southwest of Elwood, and then just kind of came right by Arapahoe. But, anyways, I'm just gonna kind of start out what happened, kind of like the day by day situation and stuff. So, my friend and I, we were sitting in weights class. So, this happened during school on a Friday. No, Thursday. I don't know. One of the two. Thursday, I believe. We were just sitting in there, just kind of going through the day. There wasn't very many people there. There was a lot gone at State FFA, so we didn't have like a good majority of our school. So we were sitting in there and looking out at the weather. I mean, it wasn't good. The weather that day was not good. It was 52 degrees. We had sustained wind at 37 and gust at 60 to 65. So it was a windy day. I mean, you could hear it outside whipping around. And it had been super dry also that year. We only had the humidity that day was 12%, and we'd only gotten about 20 to 30% of our rainfall total that we should have gotten by that time in that year. So it was very dry. We had a really bad winter. Anyways, we were looking out north of town, and there's this just cloud of dust. Like, there was so much dust in the air. We're like, okay, it's just wind, it's the dust, it's fine. Well, a friend got a text from his dad saying there was a fire north of town. So we're like, so is that smoke then? Found out later, yes, that wall of dust was smoke. And I actually have a video of the smoke. That's from the bowling alley, at least. I mean, it's just a wall of dust. And that was still when the fire was about 20 miles north. So, yeah, we just kind of went by the day. He said the fire was close to their house. They live about 15 miles north of town. So it was close, but it was still a mile or so north. Mile or two, yeah. Anyways, so we went to ag next, and our ag teacher was gone because he was at FFA. So we had a sub, and she was a paramedic. So she had the scanner going. So we were listening in on the scanner all class period, trying to figure out what was happening and stuff. And she had said there were already a couple departments out there. Elwood, Arapahoe, Cambridge, Oxford, Holbrook, Edison, and Lexington were out there. And then McCook and Norton were on the way. So my thinking there was it was not good if we were sending out big departments, because we aren't the most trained in big wildfires like that, or grass fires. Kind of are the smaller end of it, but it's my opinion. But they did a very good job with it. We also found out that the fire had already burned up a abandoned house north of town, and it was coming up upon one of our teachers and one of my friends' house. But neither of his parents were home. They were off by Lincoln working, and it was just him and his brother there. So they were debating on whether they had to leave and go to the house and pick up some stuff, but they weren't able to. They closed the road. 283 was closed for majority of the day, and into the next couple days it was closed. So yeah, Then I went to my next class, and I was trying to download scanners and stuff, trying to figure out what was happening, and it couldn't find any information. Anyways, get out of school, and mom comes, picks me up, and I tell her what I know, she tells me what she knows, swap information, stuff like that. And she said there might have been like an accident out by the water tower in town. So we went and drove and seen what it was, but they were filling up semi-trailers and tankers just with water to run north of town because they were running out of water so fast they couldn't come back to town and refill. So by the time I had gotten out of school, instead of it was seven departments, we had 11 out there now, and a lot more were on the way. So I go home and get a call from one of my friends. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Once again, swapping information, trying to figure out our plan of action and then what else is going on, because there was so much confusion between firefighters and the public. Like, we didn't know half of what was going on, and then there was a bunch of misinformation. So yeah, we were just talking, going outside. I was watching, and I could hear sirens forever. Like, they were coming in from all over. So, and then I checked the weather. Said the wind was supposed to go down into the 20s later that night around 9, and by that time it was still it was only 4:15ish. So there were still like 5 hours left of heavy wind. So I went, packed up my survival bag into one of the trucks just so that I had some gear going. And I regret not putting in more stuff, like personal items from the house, because in case it burnt up the town, I would have liked to have a lot of that stuff, but I did not. Something I learned. We'll see what time we're at here. 7:46. Okay. So my friend and I were making yeah. I'm gonna kind of end that video there with all the weather and school time that we had found out. Oh yeah, and the fire had started at like 10:30 when they got the call, so it had been burning for a while. 10:30, it's about 6 hours. So yeah, I'm gonna end that video there, and then I'm just gonna kind of do what my friend and I went over. So thank you for watching, and go watch the others.